Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family, and today I'll be talking about all the times that things just didn't add up regarding Harry and Meghan's alleged children. I've done videos about this subject several years ago when it happened, but rather than try and dig through all those videos and try and find specific subjects that I want, I thought I would just recap as much as I could. It's also quite interesting looking back over the old headlines and how relevant it all is considering all that's going on now. Harry and Meghan are in the headlines quite a lot due to an alleged impending permanent separation. And yes, it's all a distraction, but I've not believed that they've been together for a long time. Apart from the very obvious things which made many of us doubt Meghan's pregnancies, it's the things which happened just before and after the birth of Archie specifically that got many talking. The thing I want to remind everyone of is important because it could be so easily addressed by the palace, but it has not. And also it seriously throws doubt on the legitimate birth of an heir to the throne. I'm talking about the fact that the birth announcement on a wooden stand outside Buckingham Palace, as is tradition, was not signed by any doctors. All other British royal births throughout history were signed off by royal doctors, but not this one. There were 0 signatures. And regarding Lilibet's birth, the birth certificate is not authentic. Harry has signed himself as the Duke of Sussex instead of his full real name, which makes it void. These things should be addressed and the public deserve an explanation. Back to the birth of Archie, do you remember that Buckingham Palace put out conflicting announcements which confused everyone? I think they were confused. The headline here is Buckingham Palace made a number of awkward errors with the announcement of the royal baby that left fans and the press confused. It said that the fans were left confused after an announcement that Markle had gone into labour and then an announcement that she had given birth were made within 40 minutes of each other on that afternoon. And they had said that she delivered a baby boy at least 8 hours prior, despite the palace claiming she was in labour at that time. So it was a case then of Harry and Meghan not keeping the palace informed, which is all part of what is supposed to be done. And if the surrogate was in labour and they didn't know about it, it would be quite confusing for everyone. The same article also states that the Duchess and baby are both healthy and well, and the palace's delivery of the news was far from smooth. And then we had the very bizarre interview with Harry outside the stables, where the horses seemed to be agitated, and Harry was visibly showing many signs of being untruthful with what he was saying with his body language. The delays of the announcement meant that ITV weren't able to include the news in their lunchtime bulletin, and BBC reporter Nicholas Witchell was left so flustered during a live segment that he apologised to viewers before handing the story back to the main newsroom. Do you remember that? I think I put a clip of that in one of my previous videos, and the poor guy was finding it very hard to speak at one point, and I think he knew something was up as well. It was very obvious by that stage. So I have the video here, some clips of it, and I'll read the subtitles for you. You can watch the video and read the subtitles. Now, it was the case today that Meghan didn't want a hospital birth. She wanted a home birth, and it's thought that that's how it happened. We remember also, of course, that they are thinking of themselves, I think, rather as global ambassadors, and there's talk of them perhaps spending time in Africa later this year, though that's not confirmed. Now, what of their son, baby Sussex? No name for him so far. The first Anglo-American birth in the British royal family. Now we know, of course, that... Excuse me. Now we know... Let me just collect my thoughts. The first Anglo-American birth in the British royal family. And it is certain, of course... I'm so sorry. Let me just once again hand back to you, Ben. All right, Nick. Thank you very much indeed. So he hands it back over, and it's obvious that he was stumped over the bit about the first Anglo-American royal birth. So, and probably all the rest of it that he had to say. Poor guy. Back to the subject of Archie's birth, and I remember that the name of the doctor was not forthcoming. The hospital kept quiet about it, and someone also working at that hospital stated that there was no sign of Meghan ever even being there, let alone giving birth there. So that's an interesting one. We actually don't need to prove anything. What it is the palace need to prove that they exist, and I don't think they can. It looks as though the alleged children were given titles, regardless of whether they exist or not, so that it gives the monarchy the upper hand. Whatever children they decided to come up with, giving them the titles of Prince and Princess means that the palace has the last say in this, because the king has custody automatically of any children that Harry and Meghan claim are theirs. So whoever's children they could be using, they need to be really careful, because as an alleged prince and princess of the British realm, King Charles can call the shots. The birth certificate of Lilibet shows a number which is wrong, and also listing the father as the Duke of Sussex is illegal because the US does not list titles. It was not his full legal name. Also, there was someone who did some checking in Los Angeles and said that there is no child born in California with the name of Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor, but there is a Diana Mary Mountbatten Windsor born with the same date of birth but with different parents. And this person claims to have sent all legal documents to Prince William and King Charles and the UK Home Office and UK security. So how true that is, I don't know. But that has been going around, and it has resurfaced in the last 12 hours. Strange timing, I think. Surely the lack of signing off from royal doctors and the obviously fake birth certificates are enough. I think that the people of the United Kingdom are owed an explanation, and I personally think the whole thing is an absolute charade, and that the truth about all of this will be coming out soon, and I think that many people will be quite shocked. It's also been suggested that it's Harry who wants to split up, but it's Meghan who's always had the plan to see it through for at least 5 years and then take her title and run into the arms of maybe a billionaire. But as you all say, who will have her now? But it is all being played out, and I think it will all be revealed pretty soon. Definitely a distraction for other much more important things that are going on. So let me have your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.